Welcome to your total body ballet bar workout. All you're going to need today for class is a chair countertop or bar, a light band, and a 2-pound hand weight. That is it, that is all. We're starting in center with a little head lift forward and back. Just softening those knees, allowing those arms to just hang at the sides, back and forward. Just warming up that neck, that upper body, nice and gentle, taking a big inhale and exhale, release those arms. Big inhale that breath and exhale. One more time, inhale the good and exhale the bad. Rolling the shoulders backwards. 3 and 4, and we're going to take them forward. 4 and 3. Nice generous circles. 2 and 1. Nice side stretch with the right arm, looking up, rounding the spine. As we come back gently to center. Big stretch with the left arm over, looking up, rounding the spine as we ragdoll back to center. Taking a wide second position, nice demi-plie, arms rise, and we roll through the spine, nice and gentle. And one more time, big inhale, arms reach, round through the spine, and ragdoll that body, nice and gentle to the top. Second position, demi, and arms high fifth. Now we don't need to go very low, we're just warming up the legs here. Demi and lift. I'm just crossing those wrists at the bottom, lifting, shoulders down, drawn away from the ears, long from the crown of the head, lifting up to go down. Now we pulse in this position. Nice gentle pulses. Remember, we're just warming up, so we're going to take the arms to second. Nice and rounded, elbows lifted. Gentle pulse. Taking those arms to our center position here. Nice and rounded, and we pop that right toe. And we switch to the left toe. Arms come up as we switch again to the right. And opening to second as we switch to the left. Reaching right and left. Now we're just warming up those obliques. You're going to feel this a little bit in your quads too. You don't have to go super low in this position. Just reach and stretch and warm up that body. Lengthen through the fingertips. Stretch and reach. Walk those feet together, heel toe. And we start to lift right and left. Now just keep this low pointed toe for me. Hands are just at the hips. Slight turn out here as we reach and press with our forward position, working the chest. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale as we lift and press and raise the roof. Flexed palms. A little higher at the legs if you can. Now we reach and crunch right, left, opposite arm to opposite leg. Warming up the abdominals, the core here. Tiny press back where we started, keep it low. If you feel like you can, a little higher as the arms come center. Arms reach and port a bra up. Feet in first. And then we rise up to our elevate, opening the arms from high fifth to second position, really pressing to the balls of the toes, strengthening and really stretching those ankles. Make sure your feet are in a proper placement here, big toe and little toe, as you lift and lower with nice control. Beautiful work at home. Arm is going to open to the side, and now left arm. So we're just transferring here right and left, keeping that nice rounded shape here with the arms. Warming up those calves. Total body warm up is what is needed to make sure your body is reaching its full potential in class. Big shoulder roll up, back, and down with a few breaths. Big inhale at the top, Stretching over to the right side here, lengthening through the side body as you circle around. Little gentle stretch to the other side. Circling that body around, just nice and gentle. Press to second. Pulsing those arms forward just a little bit. You can go a little bit lower in the second position if you are feeling ready. If you're not, you can come a little bit higher. Beautiful, just light little press as we go side to side. Taking just a gentle squeeze each time you go side to side here. Maybe dropping down a tiny bit lower as you hold. Opening those arms to your middle position here. Lifting, squeezing tall, and then opening those arms heel-toe together. Headed over to the bar now. We're in our first position. Right arm is going to port-a-bras through our middle fifth, opening to our second position. As we port-a-core stretch, bending forward. Flat back and reach as we come back up to a nice tall position. Big breath as we lift and take the arm with a little lift. And one more time, port-a-core stretch forward. Kissing those heels together as you flat back and stretch tall, shoulders down. Little lift up. We're getting ready for a demi-plie. We take it center and tight. We want to make sure as we're taking this demi-plie that we are lifting from the crown of the head, that we've closed the rib cage, that we are making that nice diamond shape with the position of the legs here, and that we are floating our arm nice and gentle from middle to second. Shoulders are drawn away from the ears. We're relaxing the jaw as we demi and squeeze. Now the arm port-a-bras up to our high fifth to second. Nice, gentle, controlled movements. And if you notice, I'm kind of just adding my head in here for fun to kind of make it more dancey. Beautiful. As we take second position here, lift to second. High fifth and release. We're gonna tendu. A tendu is a stretch of the foot. So we go toe, ball, heel, squeeze. Toe, ball, heel, squeeze. Beautiful. Really stretch and lengthen. Try to fully extend that leg without squeezing the kneecap though. We want to make sure that we are lifting the quads off the knee for a full extension. Toe ball tight. Massaging the floor, almost like a cat massages. Have you ever seen a cat massage the couch or the furniture? That's what I want you to think about as you reach and stretch. Tendu means to stretch. Arm is high fifth as it moves to center. Now, if you're doing these correctly, your hips and shoulders should be square. You have a light touch on the bar with a full extension of the leg. We rise up now, back to our elevate, center to high fifth with our arm. You don't need to go this high if this is your first time taking a bar class or your first time taking bar with me specifically, but I do want you to try to make sure to lengthen very tall through the spine, through the crown of the head as we start to pulse and lift. Now my heels are barely staying off the floor here. Just meant to add a little bit more ankle strength. Beautiful. Now we're gonna hold at the top here. We're gonna crisscross the right over the top of the left with the arm port-a-bras up to the high fifth. Now we're taking some little leg lifts here, a batma. So batma means to beat. It beats at its highest point, which is at the top, and then it lowers down with control. Your primary muscle that is used here is your quad, but your back of your hamstring here is assisting in the lowering of this movement. So I want you to think about laser beam lifting and lowering slowly and controlled. Your upper body is nice and held in this position. You have a light touch on your bar or your countertop. Your toe is pointed and you're using a very slight turnout in this position. Hips and shoulders are square as we come down, softening the left knee just a little bit, not allowing the knee to roll over the toe. Arm is in second. We lightly pulse and lift. Slight turnout, just a slight. Arm comes down to the hip, but we still want to present the elbow forward so we're keeping this nice placement. Flex and point the toe, so peel and point. Almost that feeling that you're swimming through water and there's that natural resistance and we're feeling it start to get tough here. Flex and point. Softening that knee, making sure you're not overly extending the knee on the left side. Laser beam that toe out. Take the right arm above the head. Up to your susu. Arms off the bar for your balance. Take them up. Check your balance one more time. Shoulders down. Breathe. Opening those arms with a nice demi-plie. and a big side stretch. And lift. We're gonna switch sides, just pedal out those feet, just popping the toe and breathing. Wonderful work at home. And we're getting ready to switch sides. Add a smile, it really does help. Back in first position, fanning those feet open, squeezing those heels, shoulders down. We're gonna port a bras middle to second. And we port a core stretch, nice forward stretch here. Gentle reach as we flat back to the top. Big breath as we open the arm. Nice and airy as we port a core stretch forward. And flat back as we return back to a nice lifted position. Arm opens and we get ready for our demi-plie in first. Arm goes center rounded and open side. Heels are staying nice and kissed together. Demi and tight. Nice petite demi-plie. Light touch on the bar, shoulders are down, long neck, chest is lifted, rib cage is closed. Now we take it high fifth to second, nice and airy, big breath as we open and release. Posture is nice and lifted. We're not rolling in with those feet, we're keeping them nice and planted on the floor. Nice diamond position with those legs. Lift and release. Now we tendu, a stretch of the foot. And our tendu can be done in first, it can be done in third, it can be done in fifth position, but it cannot be done in third, and it is not done in second position. It fully extends and returns to the position which you started it in. So stretching that foot, lengthening and drawing it in. Remember the feeling that you're massaging the floor, toe ball heel. Arm comes up, shoulders down, hips are square, light touch on the bar. And stretch as it comes to center. Lengthening that foot. Pulling the quad off the knee as you return and squeeze on the tight. We rise up, arm goes center to high fifth. Our elevate, meaning that it's coming from a tight position. If we were to be doing these in a demi-plie to a lift, this would be called a releve, meaning we use the demi-plie to take us up to our tight leg position. But in this case, we're coming straight up and down. So this is our eleve, and I like to explain it to my younger dancers or my younger students that we're doing this like an elevator, straight up and down. Pulsing in this position, be mindful as you cross over here that you fully lift tall. It will help this position up to go down. Try not to stick your bottom out. We have a natural curve in the spine. We cannot take that out, but we don't want to over-exaggerate it. So your posture is really important. Lifting from the crown of the head. Battement means to beat. We beat at the highest point. We lower slowly. We use that hamstring to control. Now, if it doesn't feel good on your elevate position, you can come down with a flat foot, brushing the floor as you lift. The more you can use your floor here on your tendu or your battement, the more you're going to feel those muscles working in the proper way. Now we come down, we soften. We start to lift and pulse with a slight turned out position. Shoulders and hips are square in our ballet box. Arm is in second position. Elbow is lifted. Taking that arm to the hip now. We're slightly presenting that elbow, just holding that nice shape. We flex and point. Peel and point. Try not to allow the front leg, the working leg, to bend. Long from the hip to the toe, laser beam forward. Flex and point. Feel that laser beam. Arm port-a-bras up, shoulders down. Find your balance, arms are center, nice and rounded. Remember, they're not too high. Guide them up to your high fifth position. Gentle release, demi-plie. Nice side stretch. We're gonna pedal those feet. Gentle pedal, toe and heel, slightly bending that knee. Breathing here, inhale and exhale. And we are just getting started, bar stars. Switching back over, we're gonna take our weight, we're gonna place it behind the back of the right knee. In alignment with the left side, check the core, abs up and in. And we're gonna start to crunch and lift, rounding the spine, drawing that knee to the elbow if it's possible here. Lengthening those fingertips as we come back up each time. Trying to replace the knees back together in a nice alignment here. Lifting and squeezing and releasing. Now we're pointing that toe here because that does make a difference as we start to crunch. It also helps keep that weight in place as it starts to get a little problematic, as things start to get a little bit more difficult. Now, if you check my standing leg, I'm not allowing my knee to roll over my toe. So I'm pressing back a little bit as I open my arm to the side, and I'm just gonna take a nice lift here. Now we're gonna be working our gluteus medius in this position. We wanna make sure we don't allow that knee to dip forward. So we wanna keep that nice alignment, lifting and lowering as if there was a band around the top of the quads holding it in place. And if you do this class again and you'd like to add a band, you're more than welcome to. Port bras the arm above the head. We wanna make sure we don't take our leg too high either because we still want to stay in this ballet box. And if we're taking it too high, we're gonna shift our weight. We're still softening on the supporting leg. We're still keeping a smile even though it's getting difficult. And now we're just up pulse. Very small. Being very mindful that we're keeping it low and controlled so it doesn't start to creep into our low back. Taking that arm forward now in a nice élongé position. Tiny pulse. Back to the hip. I like to keep the arms working here. Now we crunch and down, side and replace. Little combo, crunch to center, lift side, replace. Beautiful work. Nice and slow and controlled is the name of the game in ballet bar. Breathe, don't hold your breath. As things begin to get tough, we start to just naturally want to hold our breath, but it's better to inhale through the nose and exhale, release through the mouth. One thing that's very unique about doing a ballet bar style is that you have to do everything on both sides, unless you are facing forward at the bar. And I think it's a real challenge of making sure that you are being equal on both sides, using that weight, and really focusing on the form being, as I mentioned, equal on both sides, balance, body control, posture, all of those things. So now we're gonna go into second position, staying on the exact same side of the bar, and then we will switch. So now we're going from a demi-plie to a releve. So as I mentioned earlier, if it's coming from a tight leg, it is our eleve. And if it's coming from a demi-plie rising to the toes, this would be our releve. Arms coming center and second. Holding at the top here, finding that balance for me. We just use that position to flesh out the legs because we are going to switch sides. Rising up, crisscross that foot in front, port bras the arm to high fifth, cores engaged, and we're gonna walk forward, demi-plie, arm lifts, and back, and demi-plie. Stay tall from the crown of the head as you tippy-toe walk, and demi-plie, lift tall, shoulders down, and nice demi-plie, creating that diamond shape as you do this. Cores engaged, abs are up and in, light touch on the bar. Tippy-toe forward, plie, lift tall, and again, demi-plie. As we take this demi-plie here, we're staying and lifting. Demi, tight, and press. We go demi, tight, susu, release. Demi-plie, lift tall, connect, release. Beautiful work. Stay with this. You should be feeling some fire here in your legs. Nice diamond thigh. Closing tight to the susu. Holding here as we demi, attitude, and tight. Fourth position, demi, lift tall, attitude, and release. Arm up, attitude, tight. Beautiful work. Point the toe, demi, arm high fifth, attitude, release. Breathe each time you're doing this, trying not to hold the breath. Long from the crown of the head, closed rib cage, lift and tight. Susu, attitude, tiny little up pulse in this attitude position as the arm port de bras to second. Light touch on the bar, finding that good hold here as you pulse up, and arm in second again. Gorgeous work, extend, port de bras the arm up and hold, finding that balance, arm center, demi-plie, pedal out those feet nice and gentle, switching that arm just with a nice big circle here. Beautiful work at home. Pedaling those feet so we can switch sides. Crisscross over the front, arm above the head, shoulders down, tippy toe walk, demi-plie and lift. Back, demi-plie and lift tall. Finding that good connection in the core, lifting tall from the crown of the head. Shoulders and hips are square in this position. Forward and demi. Back, demi-plie. Light touch on the bar, remembering that we're only using this for a little stability here, not to grip. Good ankle support as we demi-plie and susu. Fourth, tight, connect, release. Demi, tight, back leg, lift. Center with the arm, tall with the body, connect, release. Smile, this really helps in this position. Demi, lift tall, back leg in and down. Holding this position for me. Demi arm second, attitude crunch. You're in fourth position, demi-plie, arm high, attitude lift. I'm slightly rounding my spine in this position, adding a little crunch. Lower abs are up and in. Take a nice inhale and exhale. We still have quite a bit of class to go. Take a break if it is needed for your body. Listen to your body. Attitude crunch, release. Plie, crunch. Susu. And up pulse in that attitude position. If you need to come down on the heel with the back leg, please do so. Light lifts, holding. Light lifts up. Arm extends. Arm second. Light little pulse. Extend. Find your balance. Take the arms to your center position here. Shoulders down, elbows lifted, cores engaged as you open and release. Pedal out those feet nice and generous. Add an arm circle here. Feels good to your body just to kind of take that circle around the spine for a moment. Pedal out those heels, toe ball heel, and press. Now we're facing our bar. We're going to port de bras the arms, light touch like you're playing piano here. We're going to rise up. We're going to hook the heels in a first position, up to go down. Nice diamond position as we hold here. We lightly up and hold. Up pulse and hold. Up and hold. Now I'm just kind of pulling my arms and my hands underneath the bar here. If you don't have a bar at home and you're using a countertop, just keep a light touch. If you do have a bar and you want to play with the hand positioning here like I'm doing, see what feels best to your body. Now these are slow and deliberate. We're holding and pulsing. We're keeping the shoulders down, the neck long, a soft face, the core is engaged. You're feeling some fire in this position, and you should be. Now, if your ankles are shaking, I want you to come down because we're not supposed to be shaking in the ankles. We want the heels to be kissing. Playing around once again with the underhand position if you have a bar. If not, fingertip touch on your countertop or chair. breathing and holding. Now we're going to go right and left with the hips, squeezing the glutes, right, left, squeezing and releasing. And I'm finding my center each time. Shooting that hip out to the side, squeezing those glutes, using that good breath, and a little tick-tock, side to side, a little quicker now. You can go down about 1/2 inch if you want a little more. You can come up a 1/2 inch if you want a little less. We're gonna go ahead and take that arm and stretch over to the side, right arm up, demi-plie and tight. Demi, left arm reaches over the top, nice rainbow stretch. Lift tall and demi-plie. Big stretch over to the side. Lift tall, tight, and demi-plie. Big stretch again, other side. Find your center, lift tall, and down. Feet are in parallel, shoulder roll. Finding our center position now in second position. We demi, arms come up and lift. Now we're in a wide second position, so they are wider than the shoulders, and we use this very often in bar fitness to get a deeper range than we would use in traditional classical ballet training. The arms are working for us here. They are floating up to our high position and then returning low as we tighten the legs. Low, tight, high, demi. Low, tight, high, demi. Nice and controlled, deliberate movements, breathing and releasing. Lift and low. Demi up and press. Total body movement, total body workout here. Lift and release. Now we're only about 28 minutes into class. This is going to be a more challenging class. Find this position and just gently pulse as you work those arms to center. And open them to second. Elbows lifted, shoulders down. Back to center. Gentle pulse as they come up to your high fifth position. Gorgeous work holding here as you pop the right toe and lift. Switch to the left and back to high fifth. We're alternating this movement with a slight, just gentle pulse downward, but being very mindful that we're not sticking our bottom out to the back here. We're not overly arching the spine. We're staying lifted from the crown of the head, and we're gently pulsing here, strong ankles to the ball of the toe. Alternating the arms. If the weights are too heavy, you can set them down. Alternating and press. Demi and tight. Heel to toe. Down and lift. Now we're in a static position as we go down with the arms. Lifting, tighten the legs and open the arms. Down, low, high fifth, high V. Beautiful. Nice and controlled, high V, tight legs, demi-plie. Keeping that nice open arm position as you take it center side and lift tall as you return. Taking center line out and high fifth, demi-plie, center press, open and tight. Gorgeous work at home. Make sure you're using your breath. Equal weight in the feet here, not rolling in or out as you switch sides. Back up to high fifth, tight legs. Finding that center, open second and lift tall. Second, center, tight legs. Open, center line, second, and tight rounded arms. Open that position, walk those heel toes together. Take those arms right at the hips, rise to the toes. Nice elevate, shooting straight up to the sky. Heel press to the ball of the toe. Working those calves, strengthening those ankles, keeping those shoulders down. Good postural position with the body, long from the crown of the head. Find that balance as you shoot those arms up above the head, nice and rounded. Open with a big breath, roll the shoulders back. And we're gonna take our arms back up in first position, tenduing that foot to our front tendu in a line with the belly button as we start to lift and lower. This doesn't have to be a high kick here. This can be a very gentle lift, about dégagé height, barely off the floor. Or if you're feeling a little bit more flexible today, you can take it a little bit higher. The main thing in this position is that you're controlling the up and you're controlling the down, activating the quads, the glutes, the hamstrings, and the core. Lift and lightly tap. Remember that you want the alignment to be in with your belly button and your nose, so try not to keep it up to the side. Demi-plie, arms back up, shoot the other leg forward, in line as you lift and lower. Nice and controlled. Pointed toe from the hip all the way down. Nice, beautiful lines. Lift and tap. Trying not to hold your breath here. I know it's starting to get difficult. Even these little lifts can be a challenge for the body, but use the lower abdominals up and in. Lightly tap, slight turnout with the body here with the lower part of your body, but not much. You don't need a ton of turnout. Lift and tap, breathe and release. Last one. Nice exhale, demi-plie, diamond shape with that leg, and then lift the arms high fifth. One more time, arms up, tendu to the front. And we're gonna go ahead and take it up, nice elevate lift. Soften the supporting leg as you just lightly, gently pulse that leg up to the sky, up and hold. Very important that you're paying attention to your key elements in this position. So we want our chest lifted, we want our neck long, we want our rib cage closed, we want our arms rounded slightly in front of the face, using that good posture. Arms come up, tendu, lift, soften the supporting right leg as we do the same thing. Lifting and pulsing, finding your balance, controlling those ankles. Lift and pulse up. Long pointed toe. Beautiful work at home. We're only halfway through the class. Take a nice side stretch here with the right arm. Lengthen and side stretch to the other side. Slightly looking up there. Nice stretch, lengthening, tall through the body. And last time, little side stretch. Demi-plie, side stretch now. And reach demi-plie. So we're just adding that lower body element in there. Nice and controlled, lengthening through the fingertips, tightening up those inner thighs as we straighten to that tight position. Beautiful. Now we're gonna go ahead and cross the left leg behind the right, slight turnout here. We're gonna have some fun with this band. So we're gonna go ahead and take this up, nice V shape with the arms. You're gonna reach over, bending the left elbow and slightly extending that right arm up. Now we're adding a ballet-esque element into this. We have a tight back leg and a soft front leg using a little bit of a turnout, and we're working our triceps here. Now remember, we want to keep that bottom arm here bent, holding that resistance as we reach up to the sky with the right arm. Reach and press. Core's engaged. Not allowing yourself to roll over that toe here with that knee, that front knee, keeping that nice sturdy position with the body. Reach and press. Feeling those triceps. Fun and unique training here. Shoulders are down. Beautiful work. And now we switch sides. So now we have our left leg forward, our right leg is behind us. It is tight, our left leg is bent. Our right arm is in a nice bent position, a little lower than our shoulder, and our left arm is working in that tricep position here. Reaching and pressing. If you want a little more resistance, you can shorten that band. If you want a little more, you can lengthen a little bit longer on that band, so not such a tight hold. Add a smile, it does help. Gorgeous work, just a few more. Feeling that tricep really work here. And we're moving on. So now we're back to where we started, right leg forward, left leg back. We're taking a press up, a pull back, a lift and press, and forward hold. Press up and back, lift and press. Up, pull back and squeeze, lift tall and forward. Nice and stable with the lower body here. Gorgeous. Now we lift that back leg if you want just a nice little element here of balance. Be very mindful that you're controlling the movement nice and slow as you lift up and hold. If you don't want to take the back leg off the floor, you can reach it to just a little toe tap. So keeping that foot tapped to the floor. Switching sides. Lift up, forward, lift, and squeeze back. Same pattern up, pull forward, lift, and squeeze back. Lift, pull forward, lift tall, and squeeze. Soft front leg here, tight back leg to hold that position. Beautiful, beautiful work. Remember to use your breath. Inhale and exhale as you lift to either a toe tap or a low leg extension or an arabesque to the back. Now in this back position, we want to keep our toe in alignment with our belly button. So being careful not to let the leg go too far to the side. It's almost it'll feel in a crossed position to you as you're doing this. All right, now we're forward again. We're gonna go ahead and take that band. We're gonna take our right leg up. Now you can choose between at your ankle or your knee, or you can keep your feet flat to the floor, and we're just slightly pulling out to the side with this band. Working those shoulders, working those biceps, testing that balance, that stability, that posture, squeezing and pressing. Once again, you can add more resistance by choking in a little bit on that band, or you can let it go a little bit further if you want less. It is completely up to you. Press and hold. Lower down. And we're gonna switch here. Taking it up to ankle or knee height, open and squeeze. Try to keep those elbows glued to the side. Mine are coming out just a little bit, which is okay, but if you can keep them a little bit more glued to the side, that is preferable. As I mentioned, the more you do these movements, the easier they are going to become. If the balance is too much to think about, just simply put that foot to the floor. I'm using my breath. As things are getting harder, inhale and exhale. Posture up. Now we have the right leg forward, slightly bent. The back leg is slightly bent. We have our left arm forward and our right arm to the side. Now, if you need a moment, pause the video and get into this position. So we're in a slight lunge position. We're working up with the right arm curl, lifting tall, high fifth to second. Legs are just holding, soft, bent. Lunge position, but not too low, just more for balance and stability. Okay, now this is gonna activate the core. Curl in, release, high fifth to second. Once again, pause the video anytime you need to, find that form and restart it. Curl and open, press to second. Really try to stabilize here as you lift now, just pulsing up with that right arm. So we're going up and hold, up and hold. Now, if you pay attention to the right arm, it's holding a nice rounded open palm position and it's still working the shoulders and the biceps here. Now you're lifting up and hold with the right arm. The left arm is staying stable. Up and hold. We still have the bent leg position. Up and hold. Beautiful work. Keep breathing. Long neck, long from the crown of the head. Soft knee position in parallel. Now step it together. Toe tap and bend. Up to to a light lunge. Lift and tap. Light lunge. Now you're going to be feeling the right arm getting a little fatigued. You can always take it to the hip if you need to. Now take it to passe for an extra challenge. Beautiful. This can also be taken to the ankle or continuing to step in. Right arm is probably really feeling it. Nice and controlled as we switch sides. Now we have our right leg back, left leg forward, soften those knees. We take the right arm open, left arm to the side. And we curl, release, high fifth, and open. Once again, pause the video, find the position. If you do not like the lunge right now, if it's too much to think about, go ahead and step it in parallel or add a yoga blocks distance between your feet and soften your knees. If that stabilizing arm, if your right arm is feeling too heavy, take it down, roll the shoulders and reset. Curl, release, up and down. Beautiful work. Now, we're more than halfway done with the class, but we still have a lot of work to do. High fifth and open. Now we lift up and hold with the right arm, keeping those legs nice and bent. Up and hold, and up and hold. We're just taking some tiny upward pulses here. Shoulders are down, you're still in that nice lunge position, but you're also starting to lift and press your left arm slightly up. You can go a little lower in the lunge if you want a challenge, or you can stay a little bit lifted if you want less of a challenge. There's always ways to level things up or level them down. Now remember, as you're taking this position here, you're just lightly stepping into parallel, and then you're stepping back with the right leg, keeping the shoulders down. Remembering that if that right arm is becoming a little problematic or it's starting to hurt, you can always take it down to the side or place it at the hip. Take it up to a parallel passe if you want a little bit more. Up and hold. Release. Shoulders are down. Light touch on those weights too. That's something I haven't talked about very much, but you don't need to grip the weights. Just a light touch. We're going to move on to some upper body work. So we're going to start to lift our arms up into a nice high V position. Stepping it out just a little bit wider if you need to and softening those knees. Lifting and floating those arms, feeling those shoulders work. Nice deep breaths. Lifting, a little bit higher V now, up and rounded at the bottom. Relaxing those fingertips off those weights just for a little while. Up and lower, softening those knees. Core's engaged, hips and shoulders are staying square. Now we're going to go ahead and curl, palm down, lift, curl, palm down, and left arm. So we're alternating here, curl, palms, right arm, and down. Curl, palms, left, release. That's all it is here, nice and simple. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding a little layer by keeping my arms elevated. If this does not feel good to you, or it's your first time maybe doing barre with me, you can keep your arms down lower and work up to this. Even these 2 or 3 pound dumbbells will start to feel very heavy after a while. Now we're just alternating lifts here, and we're gently working those arms out to the side. So with each little lift, we're moving them further out to the side. Softening those elbows, not hyperextending. Lifting and pressing. Working them back in towards your center now. Nice and controlled movements. Now we're going to turn and press, pull, release. Turn, press, pull, release. Up, center, in, and press. Stay right here with this movement. Press forward, turn in and up, pull back, squeezing the upper back here. Only a few more, and then we are moving back to the bar. Nice, good breaths to finish out the set. Last one. Now we're heading back to our bar for a little core series. Left hand to the bar, right leg comes up as we reach and crunch here, rounding the spine, tight leg. Lift up and crunch, right leg in, nice and parallel, and then round the spine forward. Lift and crunch, adding a little attitude, so a slight turn out of the foot, standing tall and crunch. And again, lift the leg, attitude, and crunch, rounding the spine. Attitude, lift, tight legs, round and crunch, drawing that belly button to the spine. Attitude, crunch, belly button to the spine, round and lift tall. And again, in, release, shoulders down, neck is long, crunch, and back to your lifted position. Now we take the arm to the side as we reach over and draw the foot in. Nice soft knee position. Reach and in. Nice long stretch. Pull it back, arm in second. Nice and fluid and controlled. Reach over to the side, a little bit deeper. Draw the toe in and press. Head can look up to the sky just a little bit. Out tight and in bent. Lower abdominals are up and in. Now we're going to go ahead and reach over. Palm is up, crunch and stretch. Crunch, drawing the knee to the elbow. Now, if you can't get the knee to the elbow yet, that is okay. Keep it low and controlled. Bending over a little bit more on the side crunch if you can, engaging those obliques. Pointing that toe as you reach and crunch. Lift and little side stretch here. Crunch and then extend. Almost there. As we're pulsing down, we have just a few more of these guys before we're going to switch sides. We're adding a little hold here. Crunch and hold, pulse and hold. Now we're going to work in and extend. So crunch, draw the knee into the elbow and extend open to the side. Crunch and then extend. So our left leg is staying bent, our right leg comes in, crunch, and then reaches out long, tight. Keep breathing through this, drawing that belly button to the spine, really mindful here on that movement and control. In and crunch. Now we're going to go ahead and lift that right arm to the side, brushing that leg forward, and then reaching, extend long. Side lift, brush through first, battement kick, and return. Demi-plie, lift kick, brush through first, battement, and down. And again, demi-plie, lengthen, side lift, brush through first, and down. Now we're gonna lift and hold. Battement kick and hold, brushing the floor, feeling the feet work toe ball heel up and down, controlling with those hamstrings. As I mentioned, really brushing and feeling that floor, keeping that arm lifted above the head. And we're switching sides. So we take it in crunch, lift tall, round the spine and lift. In crunch and parallel, lift tall, round the spine and lift. And again, adding maybe just a little attitude lift here, so slightly turning out, reaching that weight for the inner part of your arch if you can. Bending, lifting, crunch, and tight. Beautiful work. Stay with it here. We're almost done with class, about 10 to 12 minutes left. Full body training here, breathe and release. Gorgeous work at home. Take a break if you need to. Drawing that weight for the inner part of your arch on your attitude, lifting tight. Taking it to the side as you side stretch, bend and return. Sliding that toe out to the side, taking the arm to second, reaching long through the body, and returning to your parallel position. Now your left leg is reaching long pointed toe in and bend. Light touch on that bar. You're not using it as a kickstand. Just lightly holding on to it. Now we have our palm facing down as we reach and crunch. Once again, you don't have to take your leg this high, especially if this is the first time doing this movement or taking class with me. You can keep it lower. Most importantly is that we're activating those obliques. So if you can, keep the leg lower and reach a little bit further with the upper body. Crunch and lengthen. Knee up to the elbow if you can, pointed toe, or just take it a little bit lower and crunch and reach as you pulse down. Adding a smile because we're getting so much closer to our stretch. Almost done with class. Reach and crunch. Now we take it in and then we lengthen, tight left leg, in and stretch long. Crunch and release. We're just adding that little hold in. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Round the spine and extend the arm and leg. Round the spine and extend. Gorgeous work. Hold and lengthen. Point the toe. Lift, kick. Brush now, battement. And back through first. Demi-plie, lengthen. Lift, kick. Brush through first and battement. Demi-plie, lengthen. Side lift. Brush pointed toe up using the floor. Gorgeous work. Side lift. As I mentioned, through your first, use the floor. Brush and down, toe ball heel. Side extension and brush. Now we battement lift. We just hold it center here. Long from the crown of the head, shoulders down, light touch on the bar. Brushing the floor. Toe ball heel. Shoulders and hips are square. Soft face. Close the rib cage. All right, we made it to our stretch. So we're gonna go ahead and lengthen that right arm, big breath. We're gonna porte cor stretch or fold forward here, taking those fingertips down as we demi-plie. Tighten those legs. And again, demi-plie. Round the spine a little, shake the head, yes, releasing that tension. Fingertips as we roll up, kind of ragdoll that body back to center here. We demi-plie, float the arm. And squeeze tall as we elevate, rising to the toes. Squeeze tight with the legs, demi-plie. And we rise to the elevate, just stretching the feet, the calves. Lower, slow, tight. Demi-plie, reach, float the arm up and tight. We're gonna pop the right toe and the left toe, just pedaling out those feet, porte-brawling the arm up above the head, switching it to the side, lifting tall through the body as we reverse the arm over the top. Now don't worry if you can't get this right. Can be a little confusing. We're just kind of flowing here, moving the body. Feet crisscross right over the top of the left. And we're gonna go ahead and draw that toe up, tracing the pant or the tight. And we're gonna extend that leg, reaching long to the bar, tighten up the supporting leg, find that core, inhale, big breath, exhale, forward fold here. Pointing that toe, rounding that spine for a little bit. Feel that hamstring start to kind of release a little bit. Now you're doing this on top of your chair, countertop, or bar. You're flexing that foot, bending that knee, opening it up to the side, a little hip opener here in that attitude position, and then lengthening the right arm open to the side, slightly twisting the body. Gentle movements here as you reach. Grab that foot if you can. Nice hip opener. Soften the knee open to the side here. Flexed foot position as you draw it back. Replace it to the bar and then tighten up the body one more time, arm above the head, and a tiny little back bend, just a tiny little back bend. Stretching the spine, finding your center, and then we're gonna face the bar. So just open up that leg, slightly turning out the supporting left leg, and big stretch left arm, reaching over the top for the right toe. Nice rainbow stretch. Return to center for me. Big stretch away from the leg with the right arm. Now be very mindful here that you don't allow the hips to follow you. So keep them nice and square, just taking the side body here. Demi-plie, and then rise up here, lengthening tall from the crown of the head, tight to an elevate. Demi-plie, and now releve tight. Demi-plie, feeling that good position, taking that head side to side, nice and tall and lifted. Turning back to the front, little quarter turn there, arm port-a-bras up. Find that position, forward stretch one more time, right back to where we started. You should be able to go a little bit deeper here. Breathing, inhale, exhale. Rising up for your balance. Be careful that the front foot hasn't gotten too far in front of you or it's going to be harder to balance. Lift the leg off, slow and controlled. Beautiful work. We're going to take one more forward stretch. Flat back, lengthen to your supported standing position. Arm to the side. Nice, beautiful side stretch with the right arm up and over. Taking it down, right leg in front. Nice deep lunge here, tight back leg. Fingertips or palms to the ground. Pulling back to your triangle pose, keeping those hips as square as possible. Fingertips or palms. Reaching back, deep lunge one more time, a little bit deeper than where you started. Really stretching that body, using that good breath. Back to triangle. Flexing that foot, just adding a layer and then reaching across with the opposite hand. So left arm reaches across the right foot here. Beautiful. Step it together nice and slow and just kind of ragdoll up through that rounded spine. And we're switching sides, so we're doing it all again. Nice first position. Lengthening the left arm to the side. Port-a-core stretch or bending, folding forward in this position, letting those hands just float as you demi-plie. Relaxing the neck. Demi-plie, palms reach. Head can go yes and no just a few times. Beautiful work as you kind of just ragdoll, let those arms hang, rolling up through the spine. Now we take the left arm, demi-plie, just let it float. And then we elevate up to the tippy toes. Lowering down at the heels, reach and lengthen. Nice and flowing movements up to the toes. Demi-reach. Squeeze tight, elevate. Good breaths. You made it to the end of class here. Left and right, we're pedaling the feet. Adding in that arm. Just trying to kind of sync it together with the movement. And we're going to reverse that arm so it comes up and over the top, nice and rounded. So taking it back through center and then opening back out to the side. Go ahead and crisscross left in front of the right, arm port-a-bras up. You're tracing the leg here, so I really want you to think about drawing that toe up, connecting. Lengthening, leading with the heel here, and then extending to the bar or the chair or the countertop. Inhale, exhale, forward stretch. Just kind of rounding the spine here to start, maybe giving your head a little yes and no, feeling that hamstring start to release a little bit. giving that head a yes or a no. Now I'm lucky to have a double bar here, so if you do have a double bar, you can always take it a little bit lower, take it to the second level. Now we're in our attitude position. We're opening that left arm up to the side, flexing that foot, bending that knee. Little opposition twist here. Reaching, if you can, for the inner edge of that foot. Nice little hip opener here, keeping those legs nice and soft. Pulling it back to center and replacing it. As you lengthen back up to where you started. Nice little cambrai or bend back. Slightly bending, not a huge bend, just a little bit. And then you're going to turn just a little bit to face the bar. Pointed toe, extension up and over. Right arm is reaching for that left leg. Trying not to close off the chest. You want everything to stay open. And we're going to take a nice breath as we reach away from the body, but keeping the hips square. Don't allow them to follow you in this position. Back to center, demi-plie. Opposition as you rise up to that toe. Long from the crown of the head, demi-plie. Rise to the toe. Demi-plie. We're just going to hold this demi-plie for a moment. We're not going to allow ourselves to sink into the hip, but we are going to take a little yes and no, side to side maybe. Tighten up that leg, back to where you started forward. Port to bra the arm back up to your high fifth. Once again, inhale, exhale, forward stretch. Try to go a tad lower here, using your good breathing, never holding the breath. Back to center for me. Coming up, rising from a tight leg to an elevate, finding your balance. Now, as I mentioned, if your front foot is too far in front of you, it's going to be hard. So keep it in line. Lower down, lifting, lowering slowly. One more time, port-a-core stretch or folding forward. Flat back and reach, nice and tall. Opening that arm to the side. Reaching towards the bar, chair, or countertop stretch. And then stepping forward, left leg in parallel, bent knee, tight back leg, nice deep yoga lunge here. Fingertips or palms to the ground, parallel position, head, neck, and spine in line. But then we press back to our triangle position, which will feel a little bit more challenging to you, especially if you have tight hamstrings. Back down to your yoga lunge here, nice parallel position. Pulling back into your triangle position again. Flexing the foot. Right hand reaches for the left foot. Nice deep flex. If you can, if you can't, it's okay too. Find your center position. Step it together. It doesn't have to be perfect. Ragdoll, nice and slow. You have made it to the end of class. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.